Ultimate sustainability.
That's what it's all about, guys.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Welcome to Fruition Farm.
Welcome.
We have been super busy. We have been putting up food for weeks now. I mean,
yes.
Like every day we're putting something up. So today we have peppers.
Bell peppers.
Yep, Jenna, we harvested them, Jenna chopped them, we put them on this pan, and we will show you what we do with them next to save them for later.
So what I do is whatever food it is I have, if it's okra or peppers or whatever, I chop it, put it on parchment paper in the pan, and then I flash freeze it is kind of, I guess, the term. I just stick it in our freezer and leave it for usually it's been there for 24 hours. It really only has to go for a couple of hours just so it's frozen. Then I transfer it to a baggie, or in this case I'll probably have enough to go ahead and vacuum seal. So what I'll do is I'll fill a baggie with whatever produce it is, like specifically, freeze it, and then when I have enough of a full, like a quart size bag, then I'll take it, put it in a vacuum seal bag and seal it. And also in this freezer I have butter. So I made these round blocks with the butter mold that we picked up the other day on our anniversary trip, and these are each 1 pound, and then I have a little half-pound block there. So this butter I made this morning, so every time I skim cream I make butter, we mold it, put it on the pan, put it in the freezer, and then we usually leave it freezing for 24 hours too, just because it's what usually works out. Then we take it and vacuum seal it, and I date the vacuum seal bag so that I'll know first in, first out.
So the other thing we have in here, y'all, is pork. This is just one of our 3 freezers. This is pork that we raised from piglets. Actually, they were born on our farm. We raised them soy-free, non-GMO fed, processed them. This we did yesterday. Where they hung in our walk-in cooler for maybe 4 or 5 days. Yeah. So we've got some roasts. We've got some tenderloin, some ribs, sausage down on the bottom. We have a ton of pork. I'll show you what we've got going on in the walk-in because we're curing some.
We left our roasts, they're like 14-pound roasts, because we're going to smoke them, and then we'll do barbecue, and we can actually then freeze some of the smoked meat already shredded and frozen, and if we don't eat it all at one time, which I don't think we will. That's a lot of meat.
There'll be a lot. So, yep. All right, let's check out what we have in the other freezer. One of the other freezers.
This freezer is, I have to organize it, inventory. I have no idea what's down in there. I mean, I know there's some beef and pork.
Tons of butter.
Lots and lots of butter. So that's 2 half-pound block freezer, half-pound blocks. And then before we had the butter presser molding them into sticks,
little corn cobs.
Little corn cobs, little logs. So that's a pound. We didn't date this. We forgot to date some of them. But this is my okra. So I've been chopping. This is exactly 1 pound of okra. Probably should have wrote on the package up here, not down here. But I just froze it, and then I kept putting it in a quart bag, and then when I got enough to do the vacuum seal bag, I got the full pound, I went ahead and vacuum sealed it. So it's good to go. It'll stay nice and fresh, won't get freezer burn or icy or anything. So we got that. And yeah, it's really, really exciting. It's really satisfying to preserve food and go through the whole process of starting the seed and growing the plant and picking the okra and chopping the okra and freezing it, and then eventually vacuum sealing a bunch, and then at some point enjoying it with our family. It's just the whole process of raising your own food is extremely satisfying. I've showed you this before. I'm going to show you again because now it's way more full than it was before, because we have been working like crazy, and we have lots of food here. We have beans, broth, pickle, lots and lots of pickles. This is the year of the pickle. I said I'm canning enough pickles for like 2 or 3 years because I don't know if I'll have this good of a cucumber crop again in the next couple of years. So that's what I'm doing. Tomato sauce. I've got the dill relish out of squash. I chopped squash and made it like that. I've got chilies. Let's see. What do I have on the other side?
What's behind curtain number 2?
Curtain number 2. A new car! Oh wait, no. Canned food. So a lot of this is from last year, but some is from this year. This spaghetti sauce is this year. The green beans are all last year. Pickles are this year. I actually made salsa yesterday, or Emma made it. I helped her at the end, but we made salsa because we had tortilla chips and salsa last night with enchiladas. And I said, well, if we're going to make it, make a big batch. So we can, these are pints. These are really cool little squatty pints. I like them. And we canned 6 jars of salsa, and we ate 2. So we had 8 pints of salsa. And then, yeah, we just have more chilies up here, hot sauce. There's some jams and jellies, not a lot left. I'm hoping to get some good fruit and make some more jellies and jams because we're low on that. But that is our canned goods. Our shelves are pretty much full, so we're going to have to start using our other shelves pretty soon because we have some more broth going, so we will be canning broth next.
All right, y'all. So last night, or yesterday actually, we roasted 2 chickens because we were having chicken enchiladas for supper. So we deboned those chickens. We saved the bones and the carcasses, and we put them in this pot. We're cooking them down. We've got salt, water, and a little bit of vinegar in here, and these will just cook down and make bone broth. So we just started this maybe an hour ago. So this will cook for probably like 48 hours. Then what's left, we will pour it into jars. We'll pressure can it. It'll go to the shelves just like the rest of the broth that's in there.
All right, y'all, I am in the walk-in cooler. It's a little chilly in here because our new AC unit is working perfectly with our pool bot. It's awesome. We have a pan. We have belly meat, which will be bacon. I'm going to try back bacon, like Canadian bacon, so we have that in there. We have some ham hocks, and I don't know what else we have.
I think that's it.
I think that's
belly,
it.
ham hocks, and the tenderloins.
The tenderloins.
Or not tenderloins, but the loins,
the
back
loins,
straps.
yeah. Instead of pork chops, we're doing that. So anyway, we are curing all that. We have a salt and sugar and a little bit of black pepper mixture, and we've kind of layered it in there with it, and we're going to let this cure for a few days in the cooler, and then I think we're going to put maple syrup on it for a day or so, and then we're going to smoke it. And then we will cold smoke it. And then after we cold smoke it, we will then slice it and freeze it. So that's another thing we're doing to preserve food around here. So I'm not just growing my own food to preserve. I like to grow as much as I can, but there's things that I either don't grow or don't grow well, or they just haven't done well, and carrots is one of those things. I planted more, don't know if they'll do well or not, but we bought, these are 5-pound bags, I have 4 of them. We bought 20 pounds of carrots. They were on sale at the grocery store to keep it out for more sales and buy more. My plan is to peel them and slice them and can them, and then we also have, I think about 30 pounds of potatoes, because our potatoes are not looking too hot.
Yeah.
So I bought potatoes too, and we are going to also be canning them so that we can make sure that we have plenty of food put up for the winter. And I'll tell you my other plans for those potatoes and carrots in just a minute.
All right, y'all, more food that we have right here. Turkeys.
Yep.
So the plan was we were actually going to process these today, but I'm sorry for the wind. It's what we're dealing with today. Best we can do. So we have turkeys. We're going to process them today, but we realized we don't have any turkey shrink bags. The poultry shrink bag's big enough for turkeys. So we have to back up and punt. We ordered the bags. They'll be here like probably the 1st of next week.
Yeah.
So they will be hitting the cooler then. We also have
meat birds to butcher next.
Oh yeah, we have more meat birds too, chickens.
Yep.
We also have, wait, right there. We also have piglets, lots of them. Not only do we have piglets, but down in the bottom, way down at the edge of our property, we have full-grown pigs. So we have pork, we have poultry, we have beef, like way over here in this field. There's a bunch of beef over there just grazing, and you know, it's just kind of self-preserving right now until we need it. So that's the easiest way to keep things fresh, is keep them alive until you need them.
On the hoof till you need them.
Yes.
Hoof or
their little 3 toes.
I like
yeah.
chicken feet. What are chicken feet called? Whatever they're called. Little chicken feet.
Yeah.
Poultry feet.
We're in the garden, and this up here has consumed the majority of our time for the past probably 2 months, right?
Yeah.
At least. So we've harvested well over 500 pounds of food out of here.
Yeah. I wish I'd tracked it. I always plan to, and then I don't.
Yeah, I mean, easily well over 500. I mean, I don't even know how much food. So we've gotten more food out of the garden this year, or probably in the past 3 months, than we have, you know, like harvesting animals and stuff like that. But that's awesome, because this is the vegetables that we're preserving, as you saw down earlier in the video, that we have down in the barn and the freezers. These are what we're preserving to get us through the winter. So right here we have our fruit trees.
Part of a future orchard.
Yep, part of a future orchard. These probably won't produce for another 2, maybe 3 years, I would say. But we've just got them in here, kind of nursing them along.
Peaches and a fig.
Yep, keeping them going. We have dill, we have rutabaga, we have carrots, and these beds down here. I just whacked you on the noggin. Yeah. So this is Emma's flower patch.
All the way down.
Just for beauty, and also attracts pollinators. Yes, the sunflowers in the background.
We also have our own bees, and so this feeds our bees. That's a whole other aspect of food we raise for our family.
The honey, exactly. We have our melons here.
Watermelons and cantaloupes.
Pumpkins and winter squash. We have sweet potatoes vining. The sweet potatoes and the russet potatoes aren't doing great. I think we're still going to see a harvest on them, but they're not doing that great this year. So we have squash.
Summer squash, and then behind Lydia back there, she's eating something. All that is going to be cabbage and broccoli and Brussels. So
yes.
Some fall weather crops.
A lot of stuff. We have green beans.
We're
What is
going
that?
to seed. Like, we're letting our beans dry out for seed. These are green beans and these are pinto. So we're going to save seeds from all of this.
Yep.
These 2 rows of beans. We have a couple rows of peppers, and there's a couple eggplant down there. There's some lima beans on the end. And some ground cherries and things.
We have peas and some raised beds down here.
We have more okra here.
Yep.
And lots and lots of tomatoes. Almost 200 tomato plants. And then we have an entire row of cucumbers with young cucumber plants planted. When these ones come out, they're already there to take their place.
Yes.
And we've had the year of the cucumber. We have been pickling lots and lots of cucumbers. So
Tons.
But this is our main source of food preservation for our family. Like I told you, we do buy things, so we bought dry beans as well. That's something that we buy from the store, and then we soak them and can them so that we have beans ready to go.
Oh, you were going to talk about what we're going to do with the
beef.
The beef
Yeah.
and the carrots and the potatoes.
Okay, so and also that brings me back to the carrots and potatoes that we bought to can. We're going to take beef. I don't know, I'm going to go through the freezer, see if I have like scrap pieces of beef in there, and then when we harvest another beef, I'm going to
possibly deer.
Or deer. I have beef bones. I'm going to go ahead and make beef broth really soon, and then I'm going to cube not all of it, but a bunch of meat of beef or deer, depending on when we hunt and all that. Hunting season's still a couple months away, and then I'm going to cube all that, and I'm going to can in the beef broth, and then can that in beef broth, and then we will have beef stew ready to go. We will have potatoes, we'll have carrots, and we'll have beef.
Yep.
So all of that will be ready to go for meals
For the freezing cold winter day.
Yes.
We can come in from working
and
heat it right up on the stove.
Yep.
And go to eating.
It's convenience food at its finest. Healthy convenience food.
Absolutely.
Can't get better than that.
Nope. Ultimate sustainability.
That's what it's all about, guys.
Yep. So you didn't show them the tiger melon. That's what it's all about. Not really. But
I have not tried one of these before. First time growing it. It's ripe. Smells delicious.
Smells so good.
We're gonna cut into it. But yeah, so that's pretty much our goal, is to be as sustainable as possible. As far as gardening goes, we use heirloom and open pollinated seeds so we can save seed from year to year. We preserve as much as we can. We're raising our own food. We have our milk cows, and our milk cows we have 4 milk cows. They're providing enough milk for our family, our butter, our half and half for coffee, because that's super important.
Yeah. Yes.
And they're feeding chickens and pigs. That
Yes.
one's gonna be too much.
I don't know that it is.
Okay, we can show our herbs too.
Yeah.
We're growing our food, we're growing our herbs that go in our sauces. We are just doing every little bit we can to make a big difference. And that's the thing, every little bit counts. If you go, well, I don't have a huge garden, I don't have a huge harvest, I'll tell you what, I harvest like a handful, harvest a handful of peppers and I freeze them. With our chili peppers, we love them, we use a lot, so when I harvest them, I might run 2 little pints or 2 half pints in the canner, but you know what, I'm preserving it. It's gonna be there, it's gonna be on the shelf when I need it. So it's super important to just do what you can. Every little bit counts. Be as sustainable as you can, utilizing what you have, what space you have, and what God's provided. All right, well, thanks for joining us today. Hope that you are encouraged and inspired to preserve more food, and that's our goal, is just share what we're doing and hopefully encourage others to do the same or similar, or as close as they can where they are with what they have.
At least do what you can.
Do what you can where you are. That's been our motto for years. Do what you can where you are. We appreciate y'all. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. Give us a thumbs up so YouTube will know you're enjoying this. Comment below. Let us know what you think or what you're preserving and what your idea of sustainability is. And we will catch you guys in the next one.
See y'all later.